Okay, all right. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for your disagreement. But you know what? You're going to respectfully disagree with me, with my statement. If you disagree, Shakur Stevenson will end his career undefeated. Oh, yeah. Like Andre Ward, like Floyd Mayweather, like Joe Kawasaki. Shakur Stevenson, the 3-division world champion, USA Silver Olympian, is going to end his career undefeated. Yep. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, "Oh, come on, are you living in the moment because of the Williams Cepeda victory?" No. Shakur Stevenson is unblemished. Shakur Stevenson, footwork is up to par. Defense, probably the best in the sport of boxing. Speed, decent power. And I know a lot of people want to talk about his power, but let me tell you like this. When you're talking about undefeated, Floyd Mayweather wasn't known for all this power. Andre Ward wasn't known for all this power. And Joe Kawasaki wasn't known for all this power, right? So at the end of the day, he got all the ingredients to end his career undefeated like those gentlemen that I just named, right? But the speed, the accuracy, the intangibles, the cat-like reflex, the IQ, again, he has all the ingredients, and he has the opponents. He's in an era and a generation of opponents that he could beat each and every one of them. He could. He's gonna go through some challenges. Maybe he'll end up in a draw somewhere. But he's in the era with the particular fighters that is within his era, within his division that he's campaigning in. He has a great opportunity to end his career undefeated. If we look at the lightweight division, of course, do you think that Shakur Stevenson could beat Kid Austin? Do you think that Shakur Stevenson could beat Moretaya? Do you think that Shakur Stevenson could beat Lamar Roach? Do you think that Shakur Stevenson could beat Gervonta Tank Davis? And I know that's probably the one in the lightweight division outside of Lomachenko. Lomachenko just retired, right? I think that's outside of that opponent, Gervonta Tank Davis, that, okay, maybe they could give Shakur Stevenson a good run for his money. But let's not forget that a lot of people felt like Lamar Roach did beat Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that Shakur Stevenson got all the intangibles to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. If we look at the 140-pound division, right? Who you think who's better, Shakur Stevenson or Richardson Hitchens? Shakur Stevenson versus Gary Antoine Russell. Shakur Stevenson versus Subriel Matias. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Now, there's gonna be some competition right there, you know what I'm saying? Especially in that generation of Olympian like Shakur, Gary Antoine Russell, Teofimo Lopez. They came from the same class. They know each other very, very well. But by the time he moves up to the 140-pound division, these guys are going to be moving up to the 147-pound division. So I don't see if people in the 135 division are going to be moving up to the 140, and those that's probably might stay in the 140, I still see Shakur Stevenson being undefeated at 135, undefeated at 140. And then we're talking about 147. Let's not forget that Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division world champion, super featherweight, unified the titles. As we all know, the lineal champion. When he was lineal champion, right? He moved up. He showed his power at 135 when he beat Yoshino that stopped Nakatani respectfully, right? He has the decent power. He has decent power. He had decent footwork. He had decent skills. He has elite skills. Let me say it like this. A lot of Shakur Stevenson's fans, right? A lot of young fighters that they look up to Shakur Stevenson. You would, like Kid Austin said, that Shakur Stevenson was his idol. Look at that. Kid also wasn't talking about no Floyd Mayweather, wasn't talking about Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. No, he was talking about Shakur Stevenson. Now, we all know that Shakur Stevenson is not going to fight Keyshawn Davis, but if it was a Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur Stevenson in the lightweight division, I would have Shakur Stevenson beating Keyshawn Davis as well. Respectfully, I'm not saying that it's not going to be competitive. I believe that Shakur Stevenson is going to be in a competitive fight with Tank. It's going to be in a competitive fight maybe with Keyshawn Davis if they ever fight. Will be in a competitive fight versus Teofimo Lopez if Teofimo Lopez stays in the 140-pound division and Shakur Stevenson go to 140. It's going to be competitive. And I believe that all these guys know is going to be competitive when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. I just don't. I could see him being undefeated. If those guys move to 147 and he moves to 140, he'll conquer 140. And by the time he's in his mid-30s, if he's still fighting in his mid-30s, and these guys stay at 147, let's say Devin Haney, I got Shakur Stevenson versus over Devin Haney. The toughest fight will probably be the likes of Tio, the likes of Gary Antoine, right? and he's not going to go to the 154 because 147 will be his fifth division. You know what I'm saying? I think that will be it. I think that will be like the Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather went 5 divisions, right? Roy Jones Jr. went from 154 to heavyweight division, but I think that he's in that range where he just moved up to 135. So I could see Shakur Stevenson ending up undefeated, and I think that's a legitimate statement. I think that's a legitimate argument. I think it's a legitimate debate as well. But nobody could really say no, he's not. No, he's not. Why not? Because you don't like him. Because he's still stuck in the Edo de los Santos fight when Shakur Stevenson was overwhelmingly using his footwork. That's what it is. But you know what? You won't bet your money against Shakur Stevenson. You won't bet your money against Shakur Stevenson. Even if he fights Tank, you won't bet your money against Shakur Stevenson. Because if you got a boxing eye, you're a hardcore boxing fan, you see what I see. Shakur Stevenson has all the ingredients to end his career undefeated.